Hey guys, so right now you're just catching me in my little glimpses during lunchtime. Let's see. Oh, but something I've been so big on right now is just like there's been a lot of like dark stuff, like shadow stuff, like that's been presented to me, like a lot of contrast, and a lot of it having to do with other individuals. Like as my post that I stated on earlier today, because of a certain comments. At first I was really oblivious to it. I didn't take it as an attack, but I just wanted to double confirm the intent, because for me I see things like in a very innocent way, and I really don't take the time to like actually sit with it to realize like, oh, this is what this person is intending to do by saying this stuff. It takes me a minute to register. And a lot of it, I'm just like, okay. And it could have been harmless. That could have still been the freaking case. But after, some analyzation, I'm like, oh. So this is what this was. And I know right now it may sound like a lot of nothings, but it had to do with, like, a religious comment, talking about, the tongue. And mind you, the video that I did yesterday had nothing to do with tarot cards. Nothing at all. It had to do with these positive cards that have to do with love. So I'm like, love is the highest frequency. Like, why are you on some shit saying that I have a naughty tongue or a dirty tongue, and that it casts wars and stuff like that? So annoying. Man, I swear to God, people be casting spells. So annoying. I just had this double thought in regards to posting this video, but it's not to be a complaining video. It's really not. That's not my intent with this. My whole spiel is, it's just the shadow aspect of things, and I do also acknowledge that some of the stuff that I did point out has been stuff that I've done myself and I'm trying to get myself out of. Especially with the spiritual bypassing, or the performativeness. Sometimes you do it, I do it unconsciously, and then I realize oh, okay. And there's this part where you use self-reflection and self analyzation to be okay, well, let me work on this, let me fix this, let me not do this, so that way I am not repeating the same mistake others are doing towards others, and also invalidating other people's way of living or looking at the world. My other problem is I hope you guys realize that I am very introspective. A lot of the stuff that I share with you guys is to show you guys that I am also along in the journey. I am not a perfect human being. I also have a dark side. I also have my moments. And so with that being said, it's please be mindful of who you're speaking to. And I'm also taking the same old advice. Be mindful of who I'm talking to, how I'm saying it. And I know I have to work more better with my communication skills and the way that I approach things, and also handle conflicts. But there is just that much that I can only do so much. I cannot And this is like, I think one of my other like tarot readings where you play Captain Sabaho. And I've done that when it came to my spirituality to a certain extent and level, but not to like where I'm asking you to convert yourself. I'm not gonna do that to you. And also, like, I am not gonna be forcing my influence on anybody. If you want to follow along, you can follow along, but I'm not gonna force you to follow me or take my advice, because I'm always gonna be like, take my stuff with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, it's your life, your choice. You have your own discernment. You can make your own decisions. And if what I'm telling you is not helping you or benefiting you or improving your life, please, you are so free to go. I am sorry if I ever misinformed you, misled you, or any of that stuff, because that is not my intent. At the end of the day, I want you guys to realize that I'm giving y'all a free space and platform where you guys can communicate, connect with me, share me your ideas, show me your perspectives, show me your introspection, show me your reflection. And that's all by choice, because I like to learn from other people's experiences, and I like to know what you guys have learned. Because sometimes, like, as a person that likes to do like the self-work within, do the reflection, learn new stuff, recognize the patterns and recognitions, and even like realizing like when it's something's like stemming from like trauma or like, you know, from past stuff, I like to know that stuff, because I'm like, I don't want to reincarnate. One of my biggest things in this life, like, I don't want to reincarnate. I think I've gone through a lot of stuff where I'm just like, I don't feel like I want to reincarnate, and I want to clear out a lot of the karma. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, breaking away from the patterns and habits that are so ingrained within you and even in your own body. Your brain could be very advanced and stuff, but your body, your actions, your day-to-day routines really reflect it. So that's why I'm like, there's just a lot of work to be put in. And it's not going to happen within a few weeks. It's not going to happen within a year. It's going to take time, because this is years of many programming. Like, you've been programmed a certain way, especially in the way that you were raised. You cannot expect perfection, and you can't be hard on yourself. Like, it's error and trial here. And I know for me, it takes time. It takes me time. There's going to be a few times where I'm going to make mistakes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times, depending on the scale of it. And so I'm like, oh, and it finally just clicks. And I am gonna admit, I am jealous for those individuals that you guys learn quick. You just catch on so quickly and you're able to implement it just like that. Like, I am so jealous, because it's like, it's so irritating to make it click in my mind. It really is, and it's very frustrating. Because for me, it's like, I gotta be bumping my head to learn. And it gets very frustrating, because it's like, I don't wanna be bumping my head. I just wanna, cool, mistake, correction, mistake, correction, cool, and move on. But no, it feels like, you know, a little loop. Sometimes that's how it feels, and it feels very irritating and frustrating for me. And I've just, you know, I'm still young. I'm still in my 20s. For those of you that are not aware of my age, I am still in my 20s. I am still developing. Some of you guys are in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, or even 60s. Some of you guys are close to my age, and you guys also know, like, when you're in your 20s, you don't know any better, and that's whenever you do a lot of mistakes. You're sometimes even naive. There's just a lot of, like, you know, things that you're not aware of, like, that takes like years of experience. And I hope you guys understand that I am still growing and developing. I don't know all the answers to everything. I'm only telling you stuff that I already gone through by experience. Things that I've realized for myself, reflected on, and have been addressing and been wanting to address and have been. Like, it's just, I'm going based on my own experience. And everybody, like, there's people that, you know, that are younger that go through so many experiences and stuff like that and are able to, like, you know, help others. So for me, it's like, I'm just going based on my level of my experience. So that way, you don't do the same mistakes that I've done. So that way, you're not here feeling like you're by yourself in this journey, or that you're delulu, or that you're fucking crazy, because you're not delulu and you're not fucking crazy. It's just, you know, it's very hard to find people that are like-minded, that just get it. And a world that, you know, many people are just, you know, doing things just because they're doing, because that's what they were taught to do. And there was this one day, like, I was looking, like, because, like, there's a reference in the spiritual community when, like, somebody talks about NPCs and stuff like that. And for some reason, when I was, like, looking at it on social media, like, it got me triggered. And because I asked ChatGPT, like, hey, what is this reference of NPC? Like, please, like, elaborate, go further. And it was just, like, somebody that, like, is consistently doing, like, following through with the patterns and stuff like that. The same habitual things every day, like, just, you know, the normalcy. And not ever questioning the status quo or questioning belief systems and stuff like that. And so it made me reflect, like, I have my moments where that happens to me. I don't really question things so deeply, or I just follow along. And that is something that I have been learning in the spiritual community. Have some discernment. Not all the information that you're receiving on social media or, like, out there is accurate information. It could be very misleading. So that's why you have to come in with your own conclusion. And that is my deal where I have been learning with spirituality. Like, where do you put your attention to? Where do you keep your focus at? What is your intent behind it? What's the energy that you're giving out? But yeah, like, it's just, it goes very deep. All the way to, like, the psychological and unconscious parts of yourself. Like, that's how deep it goes, especially in spirituality. Because I know your unconscious can really grant you, like, big things, lead you to great places, but you have to learn how to access it. And also program it. And I'm still, like, because of my experiences and everything, I am still having a little bit of a hassle with it because I've been put down back to earth. I went from being up in the 5D, up in my bubble, cloud 5, to be honest, able to manifest things, able to bring things into fruition just so easily. It was just such a flow to me, so easily. Like, I was having no issues. Like, I had such a method of being able to manipulate situations energetically so easily. But, like, it was not, like, not in a negative way. It was just more so, like, for a positive outcome. But the problem was, like, I was so up here that I didn't realize that there was a lot of work having to be done in 3D. And in order for me to, like, be in union, I had to integrate. And here I am, like, I'm in my 3D right now. So I'm here just telling you right now, I'm in my 3D world. I'm telling you the experiences and the stuff that I understand because I already have it here. I already understand. The problem is the implementation. I can have all the knowledge, but it will be so useless if I'm not implementing it and practicing it. And then it just makes me be a fucking fake prophet. A fake person that it's not being real and honest with you and pretending to be like this holy saint. And that was like another conversation I was having, like, with somebody. I was like, you know, the comment that I got on my video is the same very thing that I've experienced when I've gone to church. Because I grew up Catholic. I've done all my sacraments. I've been a Christian church. I've been to temples and stuff like that. Because I'm open to learning different religions and different practices. And so what frustrates me a lot is when those same very people that are going to church and stuff or shoving it down your throat, expecting you to follow their ways as if they're these saints. What are you doing? You're not supposed to be judging people. Let people be in their own path. Just pray for them and wish them well that, you know, they find their way back to God. That's so simple, so easy. But I can understand, maybe some of it, like, you know, triggers a dark side of yourself. There's something within you that, you know, wishes to explore other sides. So you shame others and you talk ill. But that has more having to do with you. Don't be spreading, you know, all this stuff to people, not realizing that you have been poisoned. Heal yourself. And yes, this could also be a conversation back towards myself. And in its own, you know, special, unique way, I'm having to take this for myself and be more mindful with what I spit out, what I say. Because your words are literally spells. They cast spells. It was be impeccable with your, what's it called? I think with your speech or your mouth. Be impeccable with your word by the 4 agreements. It talks about it. People be casting spells. People be casting beliefs. And this is what I was talking about. Your unconscious mind has all that stuff. Stuff that you don't even realize. It's still lingering in the back of your mind. Some of you guys be wondering, why have I not blown up? Why am I not successful? It's because you still have beliefs that are still holding you back, clinging on to you. Beliefs that were not yours. They were thrown at you over time. So over time, you gotta wire your brain and be like, actually, it's wrong. Actually, this is this. And keep on reminding until it's like ingrained in your mind, until you actually for once feel it, and see it for yourself. But that's gonna take work. And that, I think that was my biggest issue. Like, it was so easy up there, but what really matters is the 3D world, because we're here in Earth School. We're here to experience, to learn. And that is my biggest lesson here. Like as I've been in this journey, since I've been awakened, since I got into spirituality, like, it's just been a lot of integration, a lot of like intermingling back into togetherness with my shadow side and my light side, because it's supposed to be in union. It should be working in the balance, yin and yang. And it is normal to be experiencing contrast. A lot that I've realized since my shift and my move and all these transitions in my life that has been going on is I moved away from my parents' house. I had a whole dream, I had a whole, illusion, a perspective, a reality that, I thought I had. And what Waco really has taught me was a lot of different versions of myself. And the vibration that I've been carrying is what was representing me with other different kinds of individuals. The dynamics, the history, the storylines, the people that I met throughout Waco, one by one, was all teaching me something about myself. Something to dig in deeper within myself. And with that being said, it's like, it was like I was like living in my own like unconscious mind, because I wasn't realizing that I was operating through it. I didn't know that existed. I didn't know that was a thing. So I was perceiving the world based on like what was going behind the closed doors. My behind the scenes world. The lens. Because based on how you're raised is based how you're going to perceive the world. I did not realize that the way that I was perceiving the world was based on my trauma. I was already away from my parents. So their programming, their belief systems were not affecting me as much as in my experience with after the relationship that I first was in when I first moved to Waco was impacting me. The vibrations and the energies, I didn't realize that was still lingering. So that impacted me. And then realizing how big having structure and boundaries have really played a big role. I went from having like, structure and boundaries for a while to no boundaries. And it's taught me lessons like how good it is to have boundaries, and what's it called? Too many boundaries can also be like, big walls, could also lead to toxicity. And then no boundaries, how you can really be put in crappy situations, be used and abused, taken advantage of, and it's also toxic. I've been shown both. Now Spirit's like, time to integrate. Time to balance the scales out. That's what I've been learning. And it's so heavy on like this book that it's called Boundaries. It's just funny how like my life just plays itself out. It really is, because I'd be really like, saying like, oh, the reason why I'm doing this is because of this and this person. But it's like, girl, you don't even give yourself credit at all. And I really don't. Majority of the time, I don't really be giving myself credit. It's very hard for me to even give myself credit for all of the progress and growth that I've done for myself as a person. It's so hard sometimes. It's hard to believe, because I am my worst critic. I have these expectations of myself that I want to accomplish and fulfill, but it's very hard because it's like, it feels just like very continuous and very strenuous for me. And I just want to be a better individual, a healthy individual, an individual that is safe to be around with, an individual that allows you to have a one-on-one conversation and be able to have conflict resolution in a conversation and not feel defensive or deflect or lack accountability. Like, I want to be that individual that you feel safe, that you can talk to and just be like, yes, I can trust this person. This person has loyalty. They're going to stick to the word. Like, they're true to who they stand for to be. And there's no questions asked. That is the individual that I aspire to grow into and, develop. Like, the emotional intelligence I could understand, but it goes way more deeper. There's so many things. Like, I could say I'm emotionally intelligent, and then in some other aspects or areas or like circumstances, like I could just be completely avoidant or anxious. and shut down on you. And then it could be perceived as like, you know, manipulative, gaslighting, stonewalling. It's all like, it's just really, it goes very, very deep. And that's my biggest spill. Yeah, it goes very deep. I think this should be like the most of the conversation. I went very deep right now. I can go deeper. It's just like I can't wait till I can go on live on YouTube, because then I can, like, you know, I can ask you guys questions. I can go one-on-one and just go even further deeper, you know, because like I'm more of the person that goes more deeper with when it comes to your emotions, and then it comes to, like, you know, topics and subjects. It just very depends. But I'm learning how to, like, you know, expand my mindset and be more articulate, more intentional, more precise in the way how I use my mind, and flexibility in how I can, like, communicate and come across towards others. It's just a major transformation, and I know big things, big changes are happening. It's just not shown right now, that's for sure. But yeah, I hope this video helps out. I hope that, you know, you guys have a better understanding now of who I am as an individual. It gives you more clarity, more perspective, and more of like where I stand as a person. Because again, it's like error and trial for me. I am still learning. I'm so young. And my fucking mentality is like, I should have this shit down by now. And it's like, girl, you're only just 25. Give yourself a fucking break. There's some other 25-year-olds that don't even think of this stuff. They don't even bother to go that deep. Some of them are just like stuck on, like, you know, fuck it off. And some of them, like, for the ones that I have encountered that are close to my age, like, they have been introspective. And that's what I really like. They really have been. I really have not attracted, like, people of my age being like on the other scale, which it makes me very grateful to, like, be like, yeah, okay. But I also do like hearing, like, you know, from older people, their experiences. It just does. But it's also nice, like, you know, that the, what's it called, the intelligence level. I like my very, like, intellectual individuals so much. You guys no idea, like, how I like to, like, whenever I'm dealing with someone who has, like, a high IQ, I like to deal with it. Like, when it comes to conversation, I don't like to challenge them because I know where I stand at, for sure. But I like to, like, understand and see their perspective and, like, how they articulate, communicate, process information. Because it just feels so nice to me. Like, I'm on, like, the emotional scale a little bit more than I am on the IQ part, but I really like it because it broadens up my perspective. It balances me out in a sense. But there's that. I wish you guys a great rest of your day, and this is me during my lunch break as we double and devil in conversations. So there's that, and thank you for being supportive and for joining. So yeah, bye guys.